Hi, I'm Jim, and this is Jim's Fix-It Shop. If you watched the last video, I mentioned I had to have some surgery, which apparently came through all right. But I had this hose down my throat. It must have been a big one because it left a lot of irritation, and now I'm talking a little funny. So if I cough a lot, I'm sorry. What I want to work on right now is my mower deck off of my Ingersoll garden tractor. I hope you can hear me. These are the blade adapters. You can see that's got a oblong step sticking up that the blade fits onto. Typically when I'm changing the blade, these things fall off. Well, now that I want to get it apart to change the bearings, they're stuck. I can't get them off, so we're going to put some heat on them. Now, this is a torch that we probably all have. It's not the best thing to use. Maybe if you use MAP gas that gets hotter, it might help. But what you want to do is you want to throw as much heat as fast as you can see this one, into this adapter, so only the adapter expands. If you heat it too slowly, you're going to expand the adapter and the spindle shaft that you're trying to get it off of. Now this is the other tank that I've had for 40 years or better. It's a refillable version of this one. These things, I don't even know how much they are. I haven't bought one in years. These are some that were given to me. I'm guessing they're around $3 a piece. And they have 14 ounces of gas in them. This is a 4-pound refillable tank. It's old, I can't refill it anymore, so I bought a new one that is about this much taller. It's an 11-pound. This tank cost me 75 cents to fill it, and it lasts for years. If you use one of these a lot for like soldering copper pipes or other things you do around the house, do yourself a favor and buy one of these small refillable tanks. You can buy them anywhere, and they really do work nice. You get a hose made up the length you want. This hose is about a 10-footer. That way I can set the tank on the floor and I can sweat pipes that are on the ceiling in the basement. Now for this, I'm not going to use propane. I have my oxygen acetylene tank sitting over here. Here's the torch, and that's what we're going to use to heat this thing up with. Hopefully it'll all go well. But what I want to show you is not taking this apart. I want to show you the valve that we use at work on all of our torch stations. And this is it here. These you can still buy brand new today for $160. I'll put the name and phone number in the description below, and you can call on these. It has a pilot that runs off of your acetylene side of your torch. You take your hoses off of your regulators and hook them to the valve. You get a short or long, it doesn't matter, set of hoses to go from the regulators to the valve. To set this thing up, it's very simple. It has adjustments here on the top. You can see these little screws with lock nuts. You light your torch, you push this handle down, it shuts the torch off. You put the end of your torch into a bucket of water, and you lift this up and let it down, and watch the bubbles in the water, and you adjust these screws until it stops making bubbles or stops leaking, whatever you want to call it. but these things are fabulous. We've been using them at work for probably over 75 years. We have we used to have 4 torch stations. Now we're down to 2 once in a while and 1 all the time. And we'll have racks that we put parts in. We'll braze them, and as we're taking them parts out of the rack, you have to do something with your torch. I mean, where do you put it? You hang it up here, it shuts it off. You're saving gas. Well, now you gotta light it. So now you're picking it up, you're refumbling with the valves on the torch to try to get it set right, and you light it with one of these. Not with this valve system. You pick your torch up and you light it. It's that simple. You hang it up, it goes out. If you use your torch a lot, this is what you're going to want to use in your shop, whether it be at work or at home. Excuse me, or at home. This is what you're going to want to have to save yourself a lot of money. And I put out I bumped that and put it out. So I guess we'll try to get one of these off and see what happens. Well, that came off a whole lot faster than I thought it was gonna. But I got a lot of heat into it quick, and all I expanded was the adapter, not the shaft. So like I said, if you're interested in one of these valves, they will save you a lot of time fiddling with your torch to try to get it set right. And you can use these with any torch. You can use them with a cutting torch. Any torch that runs on acetylene and oxygen, you can run through this valve. They really are a great product. And like I said, if you're interested, I'll put the name and the phone number of the business in the box below. That'll tell you where you can get one of these. So until next time, work safe, have fun. Don't forget to subscribe. It really will help me. And keep on snapping. We'll talk to you soon. So long.